And here definitely is my favorite bit of feedback that I've gotten from doing this. What little of it I have. And this one is actually a 5-star iTunes review from Zenlajui. How do I pronounce that anyway? She says, or he says, I don't know, I think it's a girl for some reason. I don't know why. Zenla. That's really interesting. It's definitely a psychological thing there. But I don't know. For some reason, I think this is a girl. Zenlajui, write an email, onemantrekker@gmail.com, and tell me if you're male or female. It doesn't even really matter, but whatever. In fact, it doesn't. But anyway, he or she says, this podcast is really funny. Make more, please. And that is by far my favorite of the feedback that I've gotten from the One Man Trekker thus far. I really, really do appreciate that. You know, it's just it really, the internet is really quite an amazing thing. How you can just pull up Audacity, render an MP3, and put it up there once you figure out a stinking RSS feed, and there's potential to get this kind of feedback. So I really, oh man, when I first saw that 5-star review on iTunes, that really, really meant a lot to me. So thank you very much. Hopefully I can get my act together. And then the last email we got, which is from, oh wow, this was sent to me 14 minutes ago. Oh wait, that's not true. That's just when I printed this email off. But anyway, Jay writes, hey, the Unsigned Tour are looking for new talent. Great opportunity for singers, rappers, and bands. Apply now at www.ukshowcases.com. Good luck. Okay, well, thanks for that. All right, now, is there something else here? Oh, yeah, I just want to mention, give one of the other Twitter followers a mention. This Philip N. at Philly Picnic, or, I'll just give you the letters, PHILLIPNIC. So I just wanted to mention everybody who gave me those crumbs of feedback from the first episode, because it really was, I really liked that. And that's what it's all about, really, It's listener feedback that gives you the fuel to continue rambling into the microphone for how worthy it all really is. So, yeah, you know what? I need a Kleenex. I'll be right back. All right, my nose has been rejuvenated. So, those were the emails. Awesome. All the feedback, tweets, whatever it is. Thanks a lot. So now let's get into the meat of where I've been in my Star Trek journey here in January. So as I said, I was going through TOS Season 3, and it was just an odd thing because I was waiting to come up to that episode where, I'd go, oh, I can't believe what they did with the characters. I can't believe the same people that were involved in the production and approval of everything in the past however many seasons there were, which with 2 for TOS, and it would have been 6 for TNG, as you'll see what I'm about to do, But I mean, I was waiting to hit that episode where complete and utter heinous frustration would fall upon me for an utter contempt with what they would do with the characters, and that to me is what makes an episode bad. It's not necessarily goofiness or a dumb bit of technobabble, or it's something that completely botches up the characters, whether in a serious way, as we saw with Wesley Crusher in Journey's End, or in a superficial way, like Counselor Troy and Crusher in Sub Rosa, with how they behaved, which was just horrible. But I never came upon that episode in TNG Season 3 where I was going, I was pulling my hair out. What great, shiny, blonde, beautiful Kirk hair I have. By the way, that's an interesting question. Is Kirk really a blonde? In fact, it's funny, he actually really isn't, but I've always imagined him as, he was lighter haired in the early seasons of TOS, and Season 3, the Shat sort of started getting darker hair, and then from then on it was dark-haired. He was dark-haired, but how lofty is that? But yeah, the level of frustration I had with TNG Season 7. I mean, that was just bad. It was bad. But I've moved beyond that now, and the whole Season 7 thing is on the shelf for me. And I don't really care anymore, because I'm really, where I'm at right now is I'm exploring TNG Season 1. So unfortunately, to to Alan out there, you missed me at a time where I was going to talk about TNG Season 3, which was a few weeks ago, and I actually returned TOS Season 3 at the library today. I even tweeted about it, being as sentimental as I am. So yeah, if I did the other show, the sci-fi one, I would have been exploring TNG Season 3, but here we are at the One Man Trekker, and right now I'm TNG Season 1, and what I want to do is I want to get into a format that allows me to do episode reviews and play clips and have that sort of thing, and I figured all that out months ago, and I'm going to try to do that again in the third episode, which was what this episode was supposed to do. But what can I say? I just have to sort of refamiliarize myself with this, and it's pretty easy and cheap to just pull up the thing and start rambling. So here we are, and yeah, TNG Season 1 is awesome. I gotta tell you, it's very interesting because sort of out there in the fan community, it's been said that seasons 3 through 7 are really the best, and for me, it's season 1 to 6. And there are a couple of episodes in season 7, I guess, that are good. But overall, stinky. But I've already covered that. But yeah, season 1, yeah, it was really rough. Season 2, very rough as well. But gosh, I love it. The first 2 seasons of TNG so much. Seasons 3 and onward were when the show got that polished look. As a friend of mine said, they got the new uniforms, and everything was just falling into place, and it became a classier show, I guess. But the early seasons had that really swashbuckling feel that TOS had. And, by the way, I was talking about, episodes that frustrated me and pulled my hair out. Code of Honor. That was the last episode I watched, which was a few days ago. I watched that one, and what an awful episode. Just terrible episode. And I watched the other day. Oh, that was bad. But TNG Season 1 and 2, so great. Just the nostalgia of it. There is such a presence of nostalgia in the early seasons of TNG that I have yet to encounter anybody who has that same level of appreciation for that I do. I've talked with this guy, Mr. Picard, on Twitter quite a bit. I'm at Phaserfire on Twitter, by the way. PHAZERFIRE. And I was talking to this guy at Mr. Picard. He kind of has fetishes about Patrick Stewart, which is, you kind of accept that and move on. But hey, hi. But I was talking with that guy on Twitter as I was watching season 1, and because that's what I do. I tweet while I watch the episodes, which is a lot of fun. Takes away from the episodes sometimes, but I didn't tweet when I watched Where No One Had Gone Before, which was Where No One Has Gone Before, which was interesting to see that episode again after seeing it in the theater, and made me wish I had those Blu-rays. It shows you how much the HD versions really do enhance those classic episodes. But yeah, I haven't really met anyone or talked to anybody who really shares that deep connection that I have with the early seasons of TNG, particularly the first season. And by the end of the first season, it was getting a little bit more grounded. I mean, by The Neutral Zone and Conspiracy, those 2 episodes. But my gosh, when you were starting out the show, you had Picard saying things like, "Get off my bridge," and things like, "Shut up, Wesley." And who is that guy? That's totally not the Picard that we know from the Inner Light and episodes like that. Just the Picard vibe that was going on in the later seasons. It was just everybody were such different characters. And you look at Worf, and he did such a great job. Michael Dorn, he is awesome. I'm sorry, but he played that supporting character of Worf early on so well. He didn't overdo it. He wasn't trying to get the spotlight. It's like in another show, Mission Impossible. Great show out of the 60s before Tom Cruise smeared its name. Which had Leonard Nimoy on it for a season during season 4. But, great show. Done by Desilu Studios, sort of fans of Mission Impossible definitely would like to call Star Trek and Mission Impossible sister shows, maybe more than they really were, but they did shoot